This is Media Masters. My name is Adenike Lanleng. My guest on the program today is the chairman and founder of West Midlands Communications. I'm here in Ibadan to speak with His Royal Majesty, Kabiyesi Oba Adebayo Akande. He's the chairman and founder of Splash 105.5 FM Ibadan. And Abeokuta, he's also the chairman founder of LageluFM Ibadan. Good to see you, sir. Good afternoon.
Thank you for coming to see me. You are one of I will describe you as one of the founders of the Splash FM. You are all the young girls I recruited then.
I would like to say a big thank you to you for the opportunity. You allowed me learn. You allowed me stumble. You gave room for that. I learned so much. When I was with you for 5 years, and it shaped a lot in my broadcasting journey. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I thank God for that.
Yes, sir.
That I'm able to rally around all the young girls then. You have grown now, married.
Well, you started I think you were like the first private cable TV owner at that time, back in the day.
That's right.
What pushed you into owning a cable TV at a time where it wasn't a luxury to own one at that time? So why cable TV for you?
Yes, I let you know. The first cable TV in Lagos was this Hausa man. He started cable TV in Lagos. And I got his cable TV. I went to see him in Federal Palace Hotel.
Okay.
He was there. And I told him, after seeing him, I said, I want to establish one in Ibadan. You know, a businessman. He told me it will cost me about 7 million to start a cable TV. I said, it's okay, I have money. But unfortunately for him, there's an exhibition in London for cable TV in London. I have a son in London then, Benro. I called him and I asked him, go to that exhibition in London. Where did we have exhibition in London regularly then? Go to the place. There is an equipment.
Okay.
They are exhibiting the exhibit at the. Go to that particular and watch that exhibit and let me know what the equipment I require. He phoned back and he said he has seen the exhibition. He has attended the exhibition. The equipment is, was it 300,000 or something? Oh. 300,000 pounds.
Pounds. Oh, okay.
It's in London. I said, is that all? He said, yes. Go and book for it. I want to buy one. And I will give you the money, buy it, and bring it back to Nigeria. That's how I started cable TV. Also, I need somewhere that I require the height to be able to cover. And we started at the Premier Hotel. I hired one room. I put all the equipment in one room. And when I started, it became a phenomenal. Everybody was asking, Bayo, how do you come about cable television? Because the only television we had was established by Awolowo. Oyo State Television, yes. That was the only television. We don't have the cable because that's a new innovation for cable television. You come to buy the small equipment, cable, and put it, and you have a television in your house. The whole Ibadan was astounded. How do I come about cable television?
But you just talked about spending £300,000 to buy, certain things from the UK. And I'm sure you spent way more than that after that time. You're a trained lawyer. Were your parents very wealthy, or you have always been self-funded?
I thank my good God. I went to London at the age, immediately I left grammar school.
Okay.
I left for London at the age of 19. That is another phenomenon. Going to London at the age of 19, 17, my brother was in London.
Okay.
When I got to London, at the age of 19 from Ibadan Grammar School, I never worked anywhere before.
Okay.
My brother, my older brother, now dead, of blessed memory, I stayed with him for 1 week or 2 weeks and pushed me out. You have to go and get your own room. And you have to start on your own. To start on my own from grammar school, I never know how to cook. I never know how to do anything. That is, I've crossed the road. You buy what you need to do. And I stayed on myself. When I got to my room, I never stay alone. I started crying. I said, anyway, I'm now a boy shark. There's no wife, there's no
no mom to care for you, no auntie.
No. Believe me, I braced up. And that was the beginning. Again, I always pray. When I was going to London, then those days, my mother funded me with £500.
Okay.
£500 to London. In those days.
It was a lot of money. A lot.
I prayed to God. Oh my God. Oh Lord God, guide my ways. Oh, a young boy coming from grammar school, having £500. That was a lot of money. Then I registered to the Inns of Court.
Okay.
Inns of Court, that's where we passed the exam to become a lawyer.
Okay.
I was registered in one of the Inns of Court in London. We have Lincoln's, Inner Temple,
Okay.
Grace Inn. I registered the Inner Temple, London. When I went to the registrar, how much am I going to pay? He said £103. 103 only, Inns of Court. I went back home and get the money. Come and register the Inns of Court.
Okay.
I paid 103. I have to start doing the exams. Once you are in the Inns of Court, you start doing the exams. In those days, we have law tutors around. We attend law tutors.
Okay.
And I started, I must confess to you, I don't know whether it's God's going. I braced myself up. And I started doing the exams. You can't believe I never failed one
Course. Wow.
It was a God blessing. Anyway.
Okay, so let's talk about SplashFM. SplashFM was the first private radio station in Ibadan. And around that time, I really would like for you to walk us behind the scenes. To begin with, when did you say to yourself, oh, I think I need to start a radio station? Why radio for? You could have been anything else. Why radio? Also, how were you able to get your license at that time?
Hey, there's a lot of story for my life. I've told you that I thank God I passed my bar finals. I was to go to London University to do another course. Then Nigeria in those days, Adeokuta, they started the law school. In the law school, they came to London, all students have passed law. They came to pack all of us to come home.
Oh, wow.
To come and start.
To come practice.
To come and start the
law school.
To come and start the law school. I wasn't bargaining to come to Nigeria then. That's why I became one of the founders who started the law school.
Oh.
The first batch.
Oh, really?
Yes, the law school. Yeah, about 103 students.
But all of you were practically dragged down home.
Yeah, including this man died now.
Who's that?
Clark.
Oh, Pa Edwin Clark.
Edwin Clark, he was old, and I could remember him to be in the school, the law school. However, that was my story.
Okay.
I came back. I joined the intent then was to join the political. I came to Ibadan. I started my chambers with Akinloye and Co.
Okay.
Akinloye and Co, who became the chairman of MP. Okay. Was it MPN or something?
Yes.
I came to Ibadan. Then suddenly there was a coup. You know, there was a wet here.
Yes.
During the days of Akintola and Awolowo. Yes. Then there was a coup. My house was burned down.
Oh, wow.
In Okeado there.
Wow.
As a young man, all my things was
you
burned
lost
down.
Everything. Did you align with a particular politician at that time?
Yes.
For them to have targeted your home?
Yes. Okay. It was, there was a quarrel between Awolowo and Akintola.
Akintola, yes.
We joined the Akintola group.
Oh.
As a young lawyer, we have to join the Akintola group. We are because they recruited us as young lawyers and they are paying us money. You can imagine then, some of us whose house was burnt, we don't have any other option than to join like Akintola group in Ibadan. And it was only Ibadan group that supported Akintola. Everybody, Ogun, Ekiti.
They were pro-Awolowo.
They were pro-Awolowo. Anyway, that was part of my life.
Okay. So you're yet to tell me how you got your license for SplashFM and why you thought of owning a radio station at that time.
After all that, I think I moved to Lagos.
Okay.
I moved to Lagos. I was lucky to be one of those people when the federal government started an inquiry in all the parastatals, federal parastatals in Lagos, including Post Authority. When I was doing the Post Authority inquiry, I must give grace to the Almighty. In the general for the Post Authority happens to be the father-in-law of my daughter, Tinuke.
Okay.
I joined her to go and start in the inquiry.
Okay.
And when I was in Lagos, I must confess to you today, as a young lawyer, all the other young lawyers in Ibadan were thinking, how do I get to get such a brief to be appearing for the GM Nigeria Ports Authority. Anyway, I thank God. The publicity gave me a boost.
Okay.
As a young lawyer, I later got my first client in Lagos. Could you believe it? My first client was a permanent secretary, general manager, and a kitty man then of National Bank.
Oh.
That father, I always forget his name now. Anyway, it was during the Gawan, the days of indigenization decree.
Okay.
Indigenization was promulgated by Gawan during the days of Gawan. It was Awolowo who was the Minister of Finance who introduced indigenization decree. We don't want to be like South Africa, where it was only the foreigners that controlling everything in South Africa. We must give that credit to Chief Awolowo, who was the Minister of Finance. To we young lawyers in Lagos, with the indigenization decree, we are buying over all the companies of foreigners in Nigeria. I bought one of the industries of a foreigner, the Lebanese who were in Lagos. That's how I started business. I was in business.
Okay.
When I went to go and borrow money from that I always refer him as my benefactor. I borrowed 100,000 pounds those days.
Wow.
In the bank.
100,000 pounds. But anyway, you already laid the foundation for how you made money. So it wasn't like it was questionable or anything. You already gave us that foundation.
And when I bought that, I started a factory in Lagos. I started building warehouses in Lagos. The warehouses in Lagos are still there till now. When I made money, I said, look, Ile to law, I'm going back to Ibadan. After all that, I came back to Ibadan. When I came to Ibadan, what will I be doing in Ibadan? Ibadan then, those days, I've told you about the crisis in Ibadan.
Yes.
Awolowo, Akintola, all those things. I was thinking, what will I be doing in Ibadan? Because Ibadan is so dry, not as Lagos. When I came to Ibadan, I know I've got some money in my hands.
Yes.
What will I be doing in Ibadan? I got to know the university, I got to know the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan. I went to them. I said, okay, will you give me a land at Ajibode? Ajibode, they have given them to some people before. They were thinking the university will provide the funds
Okay.
to build Ajibode. That's how I built Ajibode. Now near Adebayo Akande
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
I know what to do in Ibadan. I've told you, I've started cable television.
Television, yes.
I brought it to Ibadan. Premier Hotel, I installed it there. It was when I got to Ibadan. I started the cable television. I said, there's one thing I should do. Television, I should have a radio with the television. That's how I got the idea of owning a radio. It was the cable television I started now, and I was thinking I should have a radio because, Awolowo have started the cable television. Yeah. I started television and the radio in Ibadan. So I became the first radio station in Ibadan. Apart
private.
From the...
Yes, the government-owned ones.
Government-owned.
Private.
That's how I started.
Okay, let's look at the hiring culture of Splash FM. When you started, what did you look out for as regards hiring people? Were you very particular about the type of people you wanted to speak on your radio? Or you handed it over to somebody else to consult for you?
You know, those days, I've started the cable television. When I started the radio, I have to get the license from the federal government. When I got the radio license, it wasn't difficult. I recruited some people who are working with the government.
Okay.
And I must remember one Mr. Alalade.
Okay.
I recruited him. Alalade was working with a radio station. He was my classmate years before in the Ibadan Grammar School. And I said, oh. I went to, I think it was Alalade, who came and established the radio station for me.
Yeah, okay.
And that's how I started the radio station. I must give thanks to God for him. That's how I started.
Okay, your frequency, Splash FM, I'm focused on Splash FM. Your frequency is 105.5 FM.
Yes.
Was that strategic or it was random? Did you specifically say you wanted that frequency or that was what you got?
No. When I got the frequency, I started, what frequency will I get to? In those days, we have BBC radios. And I would say, what is the frequency of BBC? When I want to get the license, it was all free. And I say, what will I get to? 100 points. I just think of BBC and I pick 100 points something.
Okay.
But that one will be a catchy something.
Okay.
To have that frequency.
Okay. You said it was free. You got your license for free?
It's not for free.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you got that for free. Okay.
It wasn't free, but it wasn't as expensive
as it is today. Why do you think it's so expensive now getting a license?
You know, in Nigeria, you know how many people in Ibadan now who want a radio license? Ibadan now has more than 50 radio stations
about
in Ibadan.
60 radio stations in Ibadan today. What's so attractive about Ibadan? Let's be very honest. Is it the commercial closeness to Lagos? Why Ibadan? Why not Abeokuta? Why not Ekiti? Why not Ondo? Why Ibadan? There are so many stations in Ibadan today.
You know, typical Nigerians, they like to copy everything. When I started Splash Radio, it was like a monopoly. It was a success. Everybody, Splash Radio, it became a monopoly as if I was the only one in Ibadan. It's natural. People were attracted by, Baba Akande has a radio station, and the power with the power you have with the radio station, everybody knows Baba Akande in Ibadan. I started early in the morning, Ibadan Anthem.
Yes.
I started with Ibadan Anthem, not
Yes,
what,
I know.
not that governor then introduced another anthem. Everybody becomes envious. Akande started the radio station, so I will not expect that other people will not envy me and start the radio stations we have now. How many radio stations do we have in Ibadan today?
Over 50 or 60.
Over
About 60. Close to 60.
60 radio stations. Thank God.
But before you started Splash, you were already walking in the corridors of power. You were wealthy and you were, a little bit close to power as well. But after Splash FM, if you were to be very honest, did Splash FM open a lot of powerful doors for you?
I've told you, indigenization decree of Awolowo opened the gate for me.
Okay.
If not for indigenization decree, I won't have the opportunity of being National Bank director to be my client.
To be your client.
That's how I started. I didn't started with the radio suddenly. If I don't have the finances to back up the indigenization, I must mention one person again who opened the days for me. Abodeni.
Oh.
Abodeni.
Punch.
Chairman of Punch.
Chairman of Punch, yes.
As a lawyer, he became one of my clients. That was my success story as well.
Okay.
Punch Abodeni was the managing director of National Bank, the first accountant, the first graduate accountant ever employed by National Bank. Was my friend. So I will not say suddenly I became rich. I can't be rich without the assistance of people who prop me up.
Okay, let's quickly look at finances. I worked for you. I worked for you for about 5 years, and all through those 5 years, you never owed salaries. You would pay salaries promptly. Would you say that Splash FM has always been profitable from day one? Or were there times where you had to pay from your pocket, from other businesses, to fund Splash FM?
I thank God. It was a monopoly then. If it's a monopoly, we are making money.
Everything was coming to you.
Everything was coming to us. So the money was coming. It's a monopoly, and I was the only radio station in Ibadan.
But can you say that's probably one of the reasons lots of stations in Ibadan are struggling? Because the monopoly is no longer there. So when you have one brand pushing all the adverts to Splash FM, this time around, one brand has to split all the adverts with like 50 people.
That was the one where I was lucky. Lucky in the sense that I was the only single radio station in Ibadan then. Automatically, all the adverts will be coming to me.
But you're still enjoying that today, sort of, because you're still very profitable. I mean, Splash FM. despite the fact that you have lots of radio stations. So what is the key to that success?
Can I say luck? Or not only luck, I managed the business. I was shrewd in managing the business. If you are in business and you don't manage it well, you collapse. Many of the news stations have collapsed. It is not as, it wasn't that easy. I have to manage my business very well, and that's all the luck on my side. If you don't manage the business well, we say frankly, I am a man. I don't go to clubs like in those days. If you don't go to Island Club, it is as if you are not...
You're not existing.
And I have to thank God, I don't womanize. I'm not saying I'm not a man. I love
we will get there in a bit, actually.
I love beautiful women.
Okay.
But I thank God.
Okay.
Those are the simple things.
That worked for you. You have a radio station in Abeokuta as well. That's SplashFM in Abeokuta. Then you have Lagelu. How come you never pursued getting a license in Lagos, operating in Lagos?
When I wanted to have in Lagos, Lagos is already congested.
Okay.
They won't allow us to go to Lagos.
Okay.
And I believe the nearest thing to Lagos is Ogun.
Okay.
All the adverts are coming. Lagos, all the advertisers around the Ikeja, Ogun area are the advertisers, and those they belong to Ogun. So we have to strategize. It's not. Don't let us move to Lagos. Let us be in Ogun. Ogun and Lagos virtually. So the advertisers are coming to Ogun, and I'm already in Ogun. I started capturing all the advertisers. I think it was not only luck, but you have to plan, strategize.
Yeah, you're also very strategic at the same time. Media watchers in Ibadan would say that Splash FM technically gave program templates to other radio stations, to a lot of stations in Ibadan. And how do I mean? A lot of your programs at Splash FM, a lot of stations rather, they fashioned their program schedule right after Splash. For example, Tifundero. Immediately other stations came on board. They had something similar to that. You have Voices, for example. Other stations had something similar to that. So a lot of them basically, so it's almost like once you listen to one, you've listened to all. But you're almost 20 years and people still listen to you. I mean, Splash 105.5 FM. Why or how exactly have you been able to, how do I put it? The loyalty of the listener, you still have it. How are you still able to do that almost 20 years after? What is it? What do they see in you?
That's the grace of God. I will put it. It's the grace of God. I will put it. Because when you start a business, everybody in Ibadan wants to have a radio station now. Competition. The competition will kill some of them. And I have to stick to my own way of doing things.
Okay.
Stuck to my gun.
And it has worked for you?
It does work.
Okay. Do you remember any particular crisis that occurred at Splash FM that almost sank the station? Any crisis that almost sank you? I would, at least one, I would like to hear.
I have one, no.
Okay, I'm listening.
Hey, Governor Ajimabi.
I knew you were going to talk about it. Okay, let me hear.
Governor Ajimabi nearly sank me.
What was the reason?
What will I have to say is a reason. There's no reason other than my radio station, my offense with Ajimabi.
Okay.
Splash carried a news item.
Yes.
That was already carried by this Asiwaju in Lagos when he was in Lagos.
How do you mean? You mean TVC or the Nation newspaper? How do you mean?
The radio station.
Radio Continental. Then Radio Continental.
I think we carried a story.
Okay.
We carried a news which was carried by Lagos radio about the wife of Ajimabi.
Allegedly being arrested at the airport.
That's right.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember that incident. I was here.
That was the news. And Ajimabi flared up. He was bent on
revoking your license or what?
Not he could not revoke because it was
that would have been federal.
But he was bent on destroying Splash Radio. I confess to you, I must go and beg.
You did?
Beg some of our friends. Daisy and Keola to it's a blessed moment to go and intervene. We are both Ibadan. I don't know what I've done for him. He was just bent on destroying Splash FM.
So what lesson did you learn from that, especially when you, editorially, what did you learn from it? Because you said that the story had been, picked, you picked up the story. Your newsroom picked up that story from Lagos. So basically it had, your editorial judgment should be called into question. So what did you learn from that incident?
You just have to stick to your gun.
Okay.
Because I knew they were envious of my radio station. The radio station becoming so popular. And it became jittery.
Well, at the same time, that radio station worked so hard in bringing him to power in 2011, if we have to be very honest. It favored him in some way in 2011 when he came into power.
It favored me?
It favored him, Ajimabi. It did. It favored him tremendously.
I brought it, I can say, it favored Ajimabi. I brought him into power. The other man, Akinlawi, that
Akala. He was in PDP and he was incumbent at that time.
Yes. Akala was begging everybody who knows me. But I was bent, I was backing Ajimabi.
At that time.
That was all.
But so can we see that it also opened doors for you? Owning a media outfit, a radio station, did open lots of doors for you? Because you were practically like almost installing governors.
That was it. It's a monopoly.
Oh, okay.
You can see the power of a radio station.
Radio station.
The power.
Oh, okay.
I'm aware of that.
Okay. Well, you're very successful. You built a media empire. You're very wealthy. You're also a polygamist. I would like to ask you though, what are your plans on succession? You have very amazing children, very successful in their chosen fields. What do you have succession plans in place?
I always have it.
Mm.
My children have been running the station since I've now retired.
Okay.
My children, even the universities, have established so many companies. I have that in mind. I'm not an illiterate man. Apart then, I'm aware of, I'm conscious of that. If you don't have a succession plan, the whole thing will collapse. So most of my children have been in position of running this company.
Okay.
So even if I die, my children are already in position.
You just mentioned death. Does it motivate you or it unsettles you, the thought of death? You're an elderly man, you're in your 80s. Do you ever think of it?
I think of it too. To be an old man, you have so many problems. You wake up one day, it's a headache. You wake another day, it is this. No, I'm conscious of that.
Okay.
You must be conscious of that. And then you have to make sure you look after yourself properly. You get you have your medication. You have good doctors. I used to fly to Dubai, to my doctors in Dubai. They are very good.
Oh, wow. Do you still do that now?
Oh, I phone them and
Okay.
I keep to all the instructions. That's what I do. You have to be cautious that way. Age is creeping.
I have two more questions for you and then we wrap up. What is the legacy beyond the station that you want the name Adebayo Akande to carry? Is it integrity? Is it philanthropy? What is that legacy that when people think of Adebayo Akande, this is what they should think about way after you, long after you're gone?
What am I doing now? Whatever I'm doing now, that's what I want people to continue and particularly in running a business. And that's why the succession comes in. Because if you don't plan the succession, that's when the children start fighting each other. And the whole thing collapsed. We've seen so many Nigerians who are rich. Once they are dead, the succession becomes a problem. I think at this age, that's what I focus upon.
So you're practically tidying up the home properly.
That's right. Because I thank God. I have people surrounding me, people working for me.
Okay.
And that was the all.
On a lighter note, though, if you're not listening to Splash FM, you're not listening to Lagelu. What are you listening to?
BBC.
You don't listen to stations anybody. You don't. Any particular reason?
Believe me.
It's BBC. If it's not Lagelu, if it's not Splash.
I'd always listen to BBC. That's what gives me more news.
Is there anyone that you know that is close to you that you would love for them to own a radio station, but they've never tried owning one?
Oh, they have tried. Some of my friends, they copied me. That's why most of them are owning the radio stations. Some of them have worked with us before. So majority of them who own the radio stations are actually have worked with
you at some point.
Oh, yes. It's natural.
All right. Do you have a parting shot to wrap up the program? I'd like to hear your parting shot.
I don't have any.
Okay, let me ask you quickly though. What are you thankful for? If you look back at your life, your journey, what are you thankful for?
To God Almighty.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you. It's been really, really great talking to you, sir.
I'm glad talking to you and knowing you that this young lady, and thank God, most of them are still with me. If I've not treated them well, they will have gone.
You're right.
So I believe in that.
And thank you for the opportunity, in fairness. Thank you
Thank you so much.
And thank you for loving us. Thank you very much.
All
right then. It has been Media Masters, and thank you so much for watching. Till I come your way some other time, my name is Adenike Lanleng.